Hello, fellow bookworms. Today's book is called Be Careful, Bruno. It was written by Mr. José Carlos Andrés and illustrated by Mr. José Fragoso. Bruno's mom and dad worry a lot. They even make him use a giant pink inflatable flamingo. Will his parents ever learn to just let him play and have fun? Let's find out. Every morning, Mom and Dad tapped Bruno awake very gently. They gave him his bath, combed his hair, and helped him put on his clothes. They fed him a well-rounded breakfast, rich in vitamin C, calcium, and whole grains. In other words, orange juice, milk, and a bowl of cereal. "Be careful, Bruno," his parents cried when he splashed a little juice on his shirt. Mom stuck her head out the window to check the temperature. Even though it wasn't cold, Dad decided Bruno needed 2 scarves, 3 hats, and 4 pairs of gloves. And Mom grabbed an umbrella, just in case. "Be careful, Bruno," they cried as he lowered his scarves a smidge to be able to see over the top of them. When they got to the corner, Mom and Dad made sure to look both ways, twice, before crossing the street. What if he got hit by a bicycle, or a kite, or a little old man? Be careful, Bruno. They finally made it to the park, safe and sound. "Mom, I'm hot." But Bruno was so bundled up, Mom and Dad couldn't understand him. "What's that, sweetheart? You're tired?" Dad asked. "You better sit down and rest," Mom decided. Dad swept and mopped the bench while Mom arranged some pillows for Bruno to lie on. But when Mom and Dad turned back around, Bruno wasn't there. "Bruno? Bruno! 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 Bruno!" They looked worried. And then they saw him. He was at the very tippy top of the slide, and he'd taken off his 4 pairs of gloves, 3 hats, and 2 scarves. "Be careful, Bruno!" They raced over to him in a flash. Mom buckled him into a helmet, elbow pads, and a seat belt, while Dad strapped some knee pads onto him and then began mopping the slide. Mom quickly laid out a mattress at the bottom of it. But Bruno didn't budge. He just sat there, stiller than a statue, stiller than dry glue. "Why aren't you coming down, sweetheart? Are you sick? Should we check if you have a fever?" Bruno's face turned as yellow as a lemon, then as green as a head of lettuce, then as red as a tomato, and then as purple as the color purple. "The seatbelt is blocking me. I can't come down. This is a slide. Don't you know how slides work, Dad?" Mom and Dad scratched their heads. "I've got it," Mom cried. "You can ride down in a giant inflatable." Mom, Dad, I just want to play like all the other kids. So Mom and Dad pulled Bruno out of the giant inflatable flamingo, and he started playing with a little girl who was passing by with her ball. When his parents saw how much fun he was having, they realized that they may have gone a teensy-weensy bit overboard in trying to protect him. Now when they go out, they sometimes get cold, and they sometimes get hot. Sometimes they even get rained on, but they're just fine. When they go to the park, they bring only a few books and toys, and they sit on the grass or play in the sand. No mopping necessary. If Bruno scrapes his knee on the playground and it hurts and he cries, Dad gives him a kiss and says, "You'll be just fine." Now Bruno is allowed to play like all the other boys and girls, and he's much happier. What Bruno doesn't know is that Mom still carries around bandages and 2 scarves in her purse. And Dad still keeps 3 hats and 4 pairs of gloves in his backpack. And that's just fine too. The end. That was a nice ending. You can find this and many other books at your local library, or ask an adult to click on the link in the description. Before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to Nathan. Thank you, Nathan, for becoming a Read Along Book Club member. If you want to become a club member like Nathan, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads. Until next time.